Madam, ride the bus, part second. Here, well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus! Stop the bus!" And a tiny hand was raised commandingly. One day on the spring fine days, on that the afternoon bus was on the bus stop, that is going to the village to turn to the into the main highways, and the small voice is heard about it that stop the bus, stop the bus. That is a voice of that the small madam, and she want to stop that the bus. The bus slowed down to a crawl, and the conductor, sticking his head out the door, said, "Hurry then, tell whoever it is to come quickly." "It's me," shouted Wally. "I am the one who has to get on." The bus going to slow down, and conductor sticking his head out of that the door and said, hurry up." Then that Wally is going to the enter in that the bus, and for that intention she said, "It's me." By now the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said Wally, still standing outside the bus. "And here's my money." She showed him some coins. "Okay, okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor, and he stretched out a hand to help her up. When the bus stopped that time, conductor said, hurry up," but at the time she said, wait it, I have the some coins," and she showed that her coins to that the conductor. Conductor conveyed to her, "Just come inside, then we will see whatever you have that the coins." "Never mind," she said. "I can get on my myself. You don't have to help me." The conductor was a jolly sort, fond of joking. "Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam," he said. "Here, have a seat right up there is front. Everybody move aside, please. Make way for madam." It was the slack time of a day, and there were only 6 or 7 passengers on the bus. They were all looking at the Wally and laughing with the conductor. Wally was overcome with shyness. Avoiding everyone's eyes, she walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. "Never mind," she replied, and she said, "I can get myself, you don't help me." Conductor was a jolly shot, and for he just joking to her. Then, "Please don't come angry with me, my fine madam," he says, "and have a seat right up." Then that time Well is not sit on that the seat. Then she moving forward and sit on that the empty place. On that time, all passengers are look to her and laugh with that the conductor towards of that the conductor. And there were a slack season. Hardly 6 7 passengers are in that the bus. "May we start now, madam?" the conductor asked, smiling. Then he blew his whistle twice, and the bus moved forward with a roar. Conductor take permission of that the madam. "Can we move that the bus?" Then he just twist a whistle 2 times, and that the bus is moving to forward. It was a new bus. It's outside the painting, a gleamings white with some green stripes along the sides. Inside, the overhead bars shone like a silver directly in front of the valley above the window sills, and there was a beautiful clock. The seats were soft and luxurious. Now Wally observed that the bus outside and inside some decorations are there, and some colors, some things are there, colorful things are there, like the bar. It is covered with that the color. Then the window seats, she observed that a beautiful clock is there, and that the seat soft of the luxurious. She feel very luxurious to herself. Wally devours everything with her eyes, but when she started to look outside, she found her views cut off by canvas blind that covered the lower part of her windows. So she stood up on the seat and peered over the blind. Wally quickly watched each and everything with her eyes, but when she started to looking outside, on that time she found the views cut off by the canvas blind that the covered with the lower part of her windows. Then she stood up and sit and peered of the over that the blind. The bus was now going along the bank of the canal. The road was very narrow. On one side there was the canal, and beyond it palm trees, grassland, distance of the mountain, and the blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch and the then acres and acres of the green field. Green, 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 as far as the eyes could see. She observed outside of the windows, and that bus is going to the narrow of that the ways, and on that the narrow ditch, deep in the ditch. Then outside of the window, she saw that there were the greens and greens. Then mountains are there. Acres of the field was green and green, and she now become very happy, and she held with that the happily. Oh, it was all so wonderful. Suddenly she was startled by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You shouldn't stand like that. Sit down. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. There's nobody here who's a child, she said. Hotly, I have paid my 30 paise like everyone else. The conductor climbed in. Oh, sir, but this is a very grown up, madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? Sitting down, she looked here and there who spoke it. Then elderly man who said, honestly men, being the concerned and for to her, but she was annoyed by his attention. Then proudly she said, I paid that the 30 paise and like the everyone's. Wally shot an angry glance at the conductor said, I am not a madam. Please remember that. And you have not yet given me my ticket. I shall remember. The conductor said, mimicking her a tone. Everyone laughed, and gradually Wally too joined in the laughter. Then the conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? Now she became very angry, and she reminded that the ticket to conductor and give me my ticket. She conveyed to that the conductor. Then conductor make her mimicry, and everyone laughed. And also end of that she also joined with that the laughing. Conductor punched that the ticket and hand to her. Then just sit back and make comfortable, said the conductor to the Wali. Because I want to see answer standing up again. But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. That's why we want you to sit down, the child. I am not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I am 8 years old. Of course, how stupid of me. 8 years, my. The bus stopped. Some new a passenger got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of losing her seat, Wally finally sat down. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you all alone, dear? She asked Wally as the bus started again. Now she replied to conductor, I am not a child. I am 8 years old. Then bus stopped it and new passenger enter in that the bus, and one lady sit with that the Valli, and she asked to, "Are you alone?" She asked to Valli, and bus started again. Wally found the woman absolutely repulsive. Such a big holes she had in her ear lobes, and such ugly earrings in them, and she could smell the betel nut of woman was chewing, and see the betel juice that was strittering to spill over her lips at any moment. Ugh, who could be sociable with such a person? As I am traveling alone, she answered curtly. And I have got a ticket too. As she's on her way to town, said the conductor with a 30 paise ticket. Oh, why don't you mind your own business? Said Valli. But she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. That angry conversation between that the Valli and that lady. She said, I have ticket and that is a price of the 30 paise. Then conductor, she has replied, mind your own business. Then everyone laughed and also conductor laughed it. But the old woman went on with her driven. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you are going to town? What's the street? What's the house number? You needn't bother about me. I can take care of myself. Wally said, turning her face towards the window and starting out. Now, old woman went in a silly nonsense. Then she asked a lot of questions to Valli, but Valli replied with angrily. She asked, do you know exactly where you are going to town? Then what is your street? What is your house number? Like this type of the question she asked to Valli, but Valli replied to her, I am capable for take care of myself and you don't take care of me. Wali said, turning to her face towards of the window and the starting out. एक मिनिट विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, व्हिडिओ अजून संपला नाही. माझा व्हिडिओ जर आवडला असेल तर लाईक करा, शेअर करा आणि सबस्क्राईब करा. अधिक माहितीसाठी माझ्या कॉन्टॅक्ट नंबरवरती संपर्क करा.